or the plus points of this program is that you need very less CRS score, which we all know how difficult it is. The other plus point is it is minimal amount of proof of fund. Yeah. Third benefit is that you just need 1 year of experience in that particular person. Second type of people who can apply are students. Okay, for in case of students, if you're doing a 2 year course, for like continuously for 2 years, it's not like you take a bundle course or you come here on a 1 year course and then take another year course. It's not like that. If you do a continuous 2 year course, then you're automatically eligible for this RNI. Hello everyone, welcome to malzvlogs. I have been wanting to do this video for a very long time, but never got the right information, or I never knew anyone who got through this process, right? So until I know it's working, I didn't want to actually put up a video and then tell you guys some random information which is available on Google. So in this case, I've actually talked to the person who received it and collected some more information. I'm sure it's the same as what you find in the website, but overall some more details for you guys. And I'm also planning to come up with a option wherein you can have a call with me. Basically, it's a 30-minute call. I am not an immigration consultant or a lawyer or anything, but there are a lot of people who wants to talk to me and figure out things. I can give you advice based on Saskatchewan or programs out here. So if you want that, I'm going to set that up. And if you really find it valuable, then you can refer it to your friends. I would be more than happy to help. So today I'm going to talk about the RNIP program, which is called as a Rural Northern Immigration Pilot Program. If I've got it right, rural and northern. Yeah, I can never get things right when I have to write down, make a script and do it. You guys know me right by now. Yeah, so I wanted to mainly talk about this because this is expiring in Feb 2024. Yes, I am late. I apologize for that, but then I thought it's better late than never, right? So whoever is in Moosejaw, this video is going to be very beneficial for you, or whoever is planning to come to Moosejaw, like in the sense they're trying for RNIP program. I'll give a bit of information about that too, but this video is specifically for those people who are already in Moosejaw and who can apply for RNIP. So I'm at the library now, so I thought it won't be noisy here, but people are banging doors. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to start off mainly by telling you that RNIP is not specific to Saskatchewan. There are 11 communities that are participating in this particular rural and northern immigration pilot program. The word pilot itself, you would be aware that it's a temporary program. It's not like a standard express entry or SIMP. It's not like that. It's a temporary program. They started this in November 2019, I guess, and it's up until February 2024. So all those people who want to apply now, I'm sure that they will open up this program later on. So if you find this information, you can keep a track on the website and see when is the next time they're going to open up the RNIP. You can find that on IRCC website. So as I told you, there are 11 communities. I'll put the details here. So basically, there are 5 communities from Ontario. There are 2 communities from Manitoba, 1 community from Saskatchewan, 1 community from Alberta, and I think there are 2 communities from BC. It's 11, right? So these are the communities that are participating. I don't want to write it down and read out to you, so I'll put a screenshot somewhere here so that it's useful for you. All these informations are available on IRCC website, and for each community they've got separate websites where you can go and read about it. But today I'm going to specifically talk about my favorite province, which is Saskatchewan, and there is one particular community which is participating in this RNIP program, which is Moosejaw. I don't know, it's like my first love or something. Why I'm not talking about other communities and I'm only talking about Moosejaw is because I am actually in Saskatchewan. So there's no point talking about other communities when I know more about Saskatchewan, right? So basically, this program can be applied by both people back in India or whichever country you're coming from, or people who are already there in Moosejaw. Okay, this is only for Moosejaw because Moosejaw is rural. People in Moosejaw are gonna kick me for sure, but anyways, yeah, so I'm going to mainly talk about that. So people in Regina or Saskatoon, I'm sorry this video is not for you, but you can go through it in case you find it informational. Um, okay, so people who are in India who are planning, why do I keep saying India? I don't know. People who are not in Canada and people who are in Canada can apply for this. When I say Canada, specifically in these particular communities can apply for uh, RNIP program. So basically, if I'm talking about the Moosejaw community, this is actually a community-based kind of a program. Okay, so you have to be in Moosejaw, or if you're outside Canada, you have to plan to live in Moosejaw. So if it is for like other communities, like I think Brand, you have the same thing in Brandon, Manitoba, or you also have it in Thunder Bay, Ontario. So you have to live in those communities and contribute towards those communities. So that's the main intention of rural and northern pilot program. I always get it wrong. Anyways, one of the main criteria is or the plus points of this program is that you need very less CRS score, which we all know how difficult it is. We all struggle and waste a lot of money on doing Ielts. But on this particular program, the maximum CLB that you need is 6. That is also for just, I think, tier 0 or tier 1. Okay, I'll put again the details out here. I'm not going to like read it and write it and read it out. So I'll put the details here. So the CRS score for this particular pilot program is very less. So it is as low as even CLB 4. So if you're in tier 0, I think you need CLB 6, and then it follows. That is one plus point. The other plus point is it is minimal amount of proof of fund. So whoever has been applying for Canada PR, you guys know that for express entry you need to at least show 13,000 Canadian dollars, approximately for one person, and it increases as in when you add a family member into your application. But for this particular program, if you're applying from outside Canada or from outside Moosejaw, not Moosejaw, outside Canada, then you need to show a proof of fund of only around 2,300 Canadian dollars, okay, which is so much less as compared to the express entry or any other program. So that is another benefit. And if you are in Moosejaw, then you don't need to show proof of fund because obviously you have your salary slip and you're also showing them that you are making money here and you can survive, that you're settled here, right? So these are two, this is the second benefit. The third benefit is that, mm, 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 mm. What is the third benefit? I've made notes. Uh, yeah, third benefit is that you just need 1 year of experience in that particular tier. Okay, so if you are looking for a job from outside Canada, or if you're already working in a job out here in maybe tier 0, then you need to have experience for 1 year, or to be specific, 1560, that is 1560 hours of experience in that particular tier, not that particular profile, but that particular tier. Suppose if you were maybe, like a retail manager, or maybe take an example of a cook. Okay, if you're working as a cook out here, you should have experience of 1560 hours, that is 1560 hours in that particular tier, or a related kind of experience. I'm first going to touch upon for people who are outside Canada. So basically, if you are interested in RNIP, you have all the details listed on the RNIP website, wherein you need to check your eligibility criteria, whether you meet the federal eligibility criteria and also the community guidelines. Then you can actually apply for a job. So basically, you need a job letter in case you're applying from outside Canada. So basically, you can find a job by looking for a job in that particular RNIP Moosejaw website. Okay, I don't know how it's for the other RNIP ones, but for Moosejaw you have an option to find a job in that particular website. Or else, in case you know an employer in Moosejaw who's looking out for a candidate and they've already identified you as a candidate, then they can actually recommend you. The next thing is I've already told you about CLB. I've already told you about the proof of fund and all these kind of things. So basically, you will put an application. You also need a recommendation from the community. I think that works for people from outside Canada. I think you can put the employer recommendation itself. I'm not very sure about this. But if the employer is going to recommend you saying that this particular person is important for our community and we are going to hire him, then I think that is good enough. So proof of fund should be in the form of like bank statements. It should be in your name. It's not like you borrowed from somebody. I think there should be a specific time, like how it's for express entry. I think it should be in your account for like 6 months or so. And then you need to put in all the documents. There are some document checklist also. I will try to put the Moosejaw RNIP link below in the video, and you can actually check the details there. So what you need to do is you fill up all these things. So it is not a portal that you actually submit it to. There is a website. I mean, there is a email ID. I think it's called as info@rnipmoosejaw or something. That also I'll put here. So you send it to them, and with the help of the employer, you need to coordinate with your employer and submit the documentation. And there's a program coordinator who will review it. And then maybe, in case you're outside Canada, you have an interview. So basically, the only difference I find from SINP and RNIP is that our SINP obviously has a portal, but RNIP does not have a portal. You send all the documents, and if at all they find you eligible, you have like a 15 to 30 minutes interview. So if you're outside Canada, you should be willing to have a 15 to 30 minutes interview online. Okay, and then if you qualify, they are going to issue an RNIP recommendation letter from the community, and then you put it for your PR file, that is federal file, like how we are all doing for SINP. So this is a process from outside Canada. But if you're in Moosejaw, I know a couple who got it. So that's why I thought I'll do the video. So again, the eligibility criteria is the same. You should have been working for the last 1 year, in Moosejaw, or 1560 hours in Moosejaw in that same tier that you're applying for. Okay. Now you should work along with your employer to actually get the things sorted. Like they also need to be eligible, or they should also match the criteria of an employer who can support RNIP. So if you're working for such an employer, you can also request them to help you with your file. And what happens is it should be like 30 hours in a week. It's not that you worked 40 hours in a week and that will be considered. It should be 30 hours in a week, and that should total to 1560 hours. Okay. So if you're already here and you've been working and you can accumulate that many hours in your current job, then I don't think you need to consider the experience back which you had back at your whichever country you come from. But if you don't have that, then you also have to show your previous experience, and that should match with the current year that you're applying. So it's a little dicey there, because it's not that we all would have worked in the same kind of tier back home, right? Maybe most of them would have been in a much better designation, and here they would be taking up smaller roles. So it is a little difficult to actually match up that tier concept, but this is what it is. Okay. So the first set of people who can apply, who are those people who have like these many number of hours, their CLB score. Obviously you need Ielts. I think it's mainly for federal that you need to show, but I think for RNIP you need Ielts. So the criteria is you need to have minimum high school experience, and also a job offer. Okay, so this applies to people who are back in outside Canada, as well as people who are in Moosejaw. Whoever is here on a work permit, open work permit, can actually apply. So in this particular case where I'm talking about this particular couple, this wife came here as a student. She was studying in Moosejaw SAS Polytechnic for a 1-year course. So obviously she is doing part-time job and she does not qualify for it, right? So her husband had put a RNIP file wherein he qualified for 1560 hours. Okay, 15. I don't know whether it's confusing. 1560 hours. Okay, this is what you need to qualify for. So whoever is on an open work permit will qualify for that automatically because you're working for that one particular year, right? And then he had put the application, and this girl who came for as a student and their two kids come inside his application. So it is not always that the student comes here, it has to be their primary application and those kind of things. In this case, the husband is a primary applicant who came as a in a spousal open work permit, and he has put the RNIP file on his name. Okay, so that is one type of application you can do. In that, you need to have a job offer letter. Obviously, you need the employer support because he will also have to provide the job offer in a particular format. He'll need to provide the experience letter. You also need a recommendation letter. So this is not same as a job offer letter. For people who are in Moosejaw, you will have to get a recommendation letter from a person who's been in Moosejaw for a very long time. It can be like a citizen who's been there. Like if you're doing some community service, you can get a recommendation from them. So in this particular case, this lady who has been in Moosejaw, she has been doing a lot of community service when she had come to Regina. I mean, when she had come to Moosejaw. So she actually could show that she was actively being involved in all these kind of activities, community service, and helping the community to grow and those kind of things. And they could also get recommendation from one of the citizens. So this recommendation letter is very, very important. You don't need proof of fund in this case. And another thing is, they're not like, since you are already working here, you can just show your salary slip and maybe your bank statements and things like that. Again, the tier has to be same, and this particular program is applicable to Moosejaw and surrounding communities around Moosejaw within, I think, 25 to 30 kilometers. I'll put the map here. You can all these information are available on the website, but for those people who still find it confusing, I thought I'll make a video. And so the process for this one is, so I told you that, right? So the second type of people who can apply are students. Okay, for in case of students, if you're doing a 2-year course for like continuously for 2 years, it's not like you take a bundle course or you come here on a 1-year course and then take another year course. It's not like that. If you do a continuous 2-year course, then you're automatically eligible for this RNIP. Not automatically, it's not that they'll give you RNIP. Obviously, you need to put all these documents and the applications and all those kind of things. But I think you don't need to show this 1560 hours. Basically, you will accumulate it while you're studying here, right? With part-time or otherwise, because in 2 years, obviously, you're going to fulfill that particular criteria. So students who came here on a 2-year course will benefit from RNIP. I'm really sorry that I didn't do this video before, but I didn't want to give information that I'm not sure of. I'm still mumbling because I'm trying to recollect what I talked to her, and then I'm giving you information. So these are two category of people who can apply from within Moosejaw. And so what happens is, so what she told me, okay, is that you have like several documentation. Obviously, like SINP, you have to put your job letters, your recommendation letter, your job offer letter, your salary slip, all these things relating to your current job. Your employer might also have to provide some documentation. He should be eligible, or the employer should be eligible to actually support you in this RNIP process. And then with all your personal documentation, there's a document checklist in the RNIP website. I'll try to put a link below, but I highly suggest that you read through the RNIP website because it is elaborate, especially for each community. They have put website links so you can go and apply for jobs and those kind of things. So after you submit all these things, so again, this is not a portal. RNIP Moosejaw does not have a portal. You have to actually submit it to an email ID, which I think is info at Moosejaw, Rnip Moosejaw, something of that sort. I'll try it again. There's a lot of information that I have to put it. Editing this video is going to be a task, but I will do it for you guys. So you need to send it, and there is a program coordinator who will review your documents. And if they feel that you are eligible, they will call you for a interview. So when I heard interview, my heart skipped a beat because obviously interviews are very nerve-wracking, right? So I talked to this friend of mine, and I had asked her what is a questions that they asked for the interview. So basically, it's not any. Basically, they just want to understand why you are in Moosejaw, how are you going to contribute in Moosejaw, are you going to stay back in Moosejaw, and what is your future plan in Moosejaw? Those kind of things. Basically, they want to know whether you're going to stay back and what are you going to do and whereabouts and things like that. So you need to be sure about those things. Obviously, if you have been in Moosejaw for that long, I'm sure you'll be able to give a proper explanation. The reason why I was not able to apply is because I was in Moosejaw for a very short time, and then I moved to Regina, so I'm not eligible for it. If the question is why didn't you apply, so this is mainly for people who are in Moosejaw. And there was always a myth, that RNIP is like some kind of a joke, because I mean, not only me, many people haven't heard a lot of people getting RNIP letters, right? It's not a simple process. Like, it's exactly like SINP. It's a little complicated, but once things fall into place and you submit, yeah. So I'm again giving, once you submit, what happens is, the program coordinator is going to review your document. If you are eligible, they're going to call you for an interview. And I think there is also a committee which reviews your application and those kind of things, right? So once they find you eligible, either they accept, reject, or they will put it on hold. Okay. So if you're accepted, I think within a week or so, or less than a month, you will get the RNIP letter, same like the SINP letter, and then you put that particular letter and apply for your federal. Okay. So it's somewhat the same process. I think for SINP we had to put a non-express entry profile in IRCC. I think it's a little different for RNIP. There is a rural and northern immigration pilot link should be there. I will try to get all these links. I have not done it personally, so I can't give you like first-hand experience, but this is from a very close friend who has been very, very kind enough to give me all the information and explain what happens and those kind of things. So I guess, guys, I guess that's it about RNIP. There are like I always tell people, Toronto and Vancouver is not the only place that you can go to. I also tell people that Regina and Saskatoon is not the only place in Saskatchewan to go to. There are so many other provinces, there are so many other communities who are willing and are having programs to accept people. So it might be that 1 or 2 years or 3 years that you might need to adjust to a smaller community, but then there are a lot of benefits, pros and cons to it. A lot of people ask me, like, when are you shifting out of Regina once you get your PR? I'm not going to shift out of Saskatchewan, I think. As of now, I think I'll be staying in Saskatchewan itself because I really like the place. It's not that crowded. It's not that, what is it? That rush is not there, and it's very peaceful. So I think I will be here. So if you are a person who wants that calm and who wants that kind of a laid back kind of a life as compared to wherever you're coming from, then this is a good option. Like, unless and until you want like that kind of life even after coming here, then yeah, maybe bigger cities. But yeah, consider these options, guys. There are several programs. So see what you are eligible for and see that what can be done, and put the right amount of documentation, show all supporting documents. Also make sure you don't fake or forge any documents. And yeah, I guess that's it, guys. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, then like, share and subscribe. Like I always tell you guys, only 80% of my viewers are my subscribe. No, only 20% of my viewers are my subscribers. So if you really like this content, please like, share and subscribe. I would really appreciate. I've kept a target that I would cross 10K by December end. Okay, I really want to achieve that. I hope you guys will help me in achieving that particular target. So please subscribe to the channel. It would really help me. So hopefully guys, you like the video. 25 minutes. Bye bye.